following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom O'Brien and Darrell Martin.
Welcome, folks. Tom O'Brien here. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, you get the Dow Industrials up 23, Nasdaq's up 3, S&P's are up 6.5, gold's down $22. You get silver off 30 cents. Bonds, the 10-year down 28 ticks, 30 off a full point, and King Dollar up 933 ticks. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Folks, come over to our website at TFNN. If you haven't test drove the Nadex platform yet, this is going to be a dynamite day of trading the Nadex product as it is each and every day. High volatility. We have it in spades. As you come over to TFNN, you're going to see the banner on the top, on the side. You can hit that banner, bring it up. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account. You'll see how these contracts trade. And you've heard the promotion many times that your trade is your stop. We take a look at this market out here. This is what you have, okay? Let's start with the gold contract. Why with gold? Because what we have is this. Gold's getting smoked. You get a Friday, which is a beautiful thing inside the context of what happens on Fridays. When they take it down south very quickly. Now, that being said, if you come over and you're at the Nadex product right now, when you take a look at this, gold right now is at 1240.90, okay? We have gone from a price point this morning when the numbers come out from 1267 down to 1237. And what you have is if you go take a look at some of these inside the commodity market, if you take a look inside the binaries, what you're going to have is this. There's a 10 to 12 gold contract. The bottom of that box is the 40 level, 1240 to 1255. And what you're going to see there, you're giving up, you're basically risking $30 to make $120. That's the trade out here, folks, okay? You're at 1239 right now, and what you're going to be looking for is this. Right now, actually, you're giving up $30 to make 120. 120 would be that you get to 1255. I don't expect we're going to get up to 1255. What I do expect you're going to see here is this. The low that was generated is 1237. Your first little bounce up there, well, the last time we had any real juice in the way down was 1246, okay? You got juice down to 1237. You did a small bounce up to 1244. What I expect you're going to see is that you're going to see it rush up to 1244, get up to that next level, which is about the 1251. So for the reward versus the risk, that is a nice setup right there. Into the S&Ps. We go over to the S&Ps. We take a look at the S&Ps. And yes, we're talking fast fingers here, folks, no doubt. I love this show, I'm telling you. Okay, so S&Ps. What do we have with the S&Ps? S&Ps out here this morning, this is what you have. First leg up. This is going to be beautiful because it's going to test it out right now. Okay, so what we had is this. Your first leg up this morning, the jobs numbers, we got up there with 53,000. You got above that area with 34,000. We come back downtown with 72,000, and this is the kicker. And this is what you want, folks. You get the kicker. You go back down there with the 74,000. Right now, what we're doing is that we're coming back uptown. What do we got? We got 1010. Beautiful. So the next bar is going to start right now. And what you want to do, you let this baby, we're at 2063, and it's the 2063.25. This is going to be the bar that we're going to get some action on. And, of course, what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be selling maybe one of those 20-minute binaries. Darrell Martin, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Well, we get volatility out here in spades in a huge way, just all over the place. In fact, if we go over to the dollar, let's go look at the dollar for a second. Because what the dollar has done, folks, is this. The dollar came off its high, had volume. You bounced yesterday with light volume. Today you get 31,000 contracts. We'll see if she can get up to the 55,000. Most of the dollar volume comes in. Yeah, really, it's already in. You know, so we'll see if she can do another 20,000 contracts and close over this 9492 area. We got to 9470 today. So what we're looking at, Darrell, is this: is that the gold move I'm looking at. I like that that 1240 to 1255 risk versus reward.
Okay.
The S&P, what I'm looking at, ESH, is I'd want to be selling this. Right, okay, this is good. This is going to be right where it is. It's the 2063.50. So what we're looking for right now, folks, is that we'd be looking in 9 minutes, okay, that we get a close right now under this 2063.25. You know, so we'll see how that baby shakes out. But the risk versus reward is a nice little setup at that area.
And we're going to target 2045.
On the S&P, okay. The first target really would just be down to that. The first one would just be down to that low of today. You know, so I was looking at that 20-minute one more than anything. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, over on the binaries. Okay.
Yeah, because what would happen is this: is that what we did is this. We got to this morning. We got to the 65 on the S&P, and you did it with 34,000 contracts. As soon as you came back with big numbers. We came down with 82,000 contracts. Then we hit that low of 52, and we did that with 72,000. So your correlation would be, number one, do you get a close underneath on the 10-minute of the 63.25, and you have lighter volume. I want to see both of them, basically. Or you can basically hit that top at 65 and see something less than 34,000. At this point, the way it's setting up, it looks like it's going to basically have at least lighter volume. We'll see how this test shakes out. If you're just looking at the SPY, folks, and we put the SPY up here, what you're going to see intraday on the SPY, we'll put this up.
So we got 20, and we have 2053 basically about 2052.75 for our low right now.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So on the SPY, what you're looking at, if you just, the SPY, we hit the top bar there with 34,000 shares, and then that hit the 2065.50, and then bingo, you came down first with 81,000, and then 72. Oh no, 1 second, hold on. That's still the futures, SPY. So we take a look at the SPY. What the SPY did is that your first acceleration. No, that would have been your first acceleration had 3.9 million, then 4.2 million, and right now we're over that, and that's what we're dealing with right now. So it's going to be a big trading day out here, folks. There's, you're coming into the end of the week. The DAX, the UK, they basically came back up when our jobs numbers come up, and then they just gave it up again. You know, so the volatility is going to be out here, which is a really sweet thing, no doubt.
Now, one thing I'm checking out, I'm looking over at the binaries on your, just looking at the potential trades that are set up.
Yes.
One thing to remember too, let's say you're targeting like 20, for our new users out there, you're targeting, let's say 2053, 2052, whatever.
Right.
Over in the simulator, you can actually type in the price you're targeting on the binary scanner.
Oh, isn't that cool?
And what it'll do is it'll tell you what the price will be basically worth if it were to move that far. Okay, now that's if it were to move that far now. So that'll change as time passes. Right. So it's calculating a move now, and then as time goes by, it'll impact it. So like if it happened in the next 4 minutes here, it's basically saying you'd make 100% profit if it happened at any time. Which means you'd make $96 on a $3 risk at the moment.
That is sweet, man. Right.
44 minutes, though, we're still looking at, you can go down there and get as little as a $7 risk, and if it got down to that price, you're making, let's see, what is this here? You're going to be making $51 on the trade. So a 780% return.
Right.
On that trade right there. And that gives you 45 minutes. And so we can literally go down and look at each one of these, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's huge, man.
$15 risk, 300% return, make $35. That's still a 2-to-1.
Right.
And we can even go all the way down to the day. Like how long? What if I just gave it all day? Well, you could risk $28 on that one right now. You'd make 19. You'd make a 67% return. So it'll sort of let you know, looking at if I did all day, if I gave it an hour and a half, or just 40 minutes there, or just a few minutes, what would be my return? So depending upon how long I think it's going to take to get to that price, will highly impact, and of course, which decision I make. And That's the importance of the scanner, is helping you find the right contract for your trade.
Right. Now,
It's not just like calculating profit and losses. It's actually saying, hey, are you okay with that kind of return? Because maybe you're not. Maybe you want maybe you want a higher strike, a lower strike, and sometimes you'll see it be inverted. Like if you go down here, this is a great example. Right here we see the 2047, and I know that we're not targeting that right now.
yes.
But notice the 2047, 123% return if it got down to that price.
Okay.
Okay, now that would have to be quickly, okay?
Yeah.
But look, if I went further out, notice how my yield curve drops.
Right.
Then it builds back up, and if I go further up, it even drops. So like, this is saying you're better off risking $15 on that kind of move than $21 on that kind of move. I'm actually getting my best return right here at the 2047 strike, because it says, hey, you can risk 15, it'll be at 65 if it gets to that price, you'll make $20. Whereas just naturally you may go, okay, well, that's probably a little better, but then you start looking at the return. I get 133% return on this binary if it moves to that strike.
Which, folks, okay, so when you break this down, it's really important what Darrell's talking about, because every little percentage is a huge percentage when you're trading these. Because what also happens is this, is that when you're going in and out, there's cost on the contracts, okay? But there's a maximum cost, so that's important to understand also, depending on how many contracts you're trading. I don't want you trading a huge amount of contracts, but when you wrap your head around this, that's going to be important to understand also. Because you get 90 cents a contract, but the max is $9. That's the other side of it. So and that's going in and going out. So
exactly.
When you start breaking down cost structure, it's pretty cool, because then you're going to make the choice. So watch what happens here. You make the choice that even when you're covering yourself, do you want to cover yourself to make the choice and pay that VIG when you really start breaking down the percentages, or do you want to let that slide and basically get taken out? So it's really cool, man. It's intriguing, isn't it, Darrell?
Yeah, you start getting on there and you're like, well, wait a minute, I make a better return on this one versus that one. And I mean, it's crazy. And I mean, look at this. This is an extreme example right here. Okay, check this out. And this is on the ones that expire in a minute.
Okay.
Oh man, it just went away. But it was 2,400% return on that 2053 strike.
Yeah.
And then it went down to a 0.9% return on the 2052.75. So just basically saying, if it moved that far in the next few seconds,
yes,
100% return or 2,500% return. Because basically, and that other one was just literally 1 point lower. But it was saying that 1 point was going to have that much of an impact on slowing down the cost of the binary. Because the further away it is,
yes,
the slower it moves, and of course the further away it is from expiration, the slower it moves. So this really helps you get the best bang for your buck.
And as soon as we come back, folks, we'll let you know how you can test drive this absolutely free. This is Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. Dow Industrials right now are up 43. Nasdaq's up 12. S&Ps are up 9. Gold's down $25. We'll be right back.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Let's go take a look at this market. So you get the Dow right now up 41, Nasdaq's up 11, S&Ps are up 9, and I want to bring this S&P over here, and then we're going to go look at this analyzer. ESH5. So what we're looking at, folks, is that it's the there she is. Okay, so we got over that last 10-minute one. Didn't have the juice, but you're still over the price. So now we're dealing with that high. So bottom line, you got to sit there and wait for that 2065. Now what you have is this. This is what's really cool right now. Yeah, I'm in Jay in the den. He's looking at a double top. This is what's cool. The last bar. Now I'm talking intraday here. The last bar didn't have the juice. You stayed at the high, however. Okay. So now what you have is this. You have something that's twofold. You have the first high that was generated up there with 34,000 contracts. You have the downdraft with 81,000. So immediately when I look at that, I say, okay, that wants to be tested down the bottom. Now I get the verification at the high. It doesn't have the juice again, which we're dealing with, which is the 38,000. So when I take a look at that, you're at 2.5. The bottom line, well, actually, one second. Let me see what we have here. If I go into these 5-minute ones for a second. Okay. No, I'm not going to. I go into the 20-minute ones. So if I go into the 20-minute ones, I'm dealing with 14 minutes left. So dealing with 14 minutes left, we're going to wait for the next ones coming out. We'll see where this shakes out at about 11 minutes. If we go over to that gold one, what they did with gold got under the lows. It spiked lower. And what you're going to see here is that it this is going to be pretty cool because the way that this shook out was that when we were dealing with this position, it was at 38, 39 actually. It spiked down to 33. It rejected that low at 33, and right now we're back inside the larger range. So what that is also saying is that, guess what? It's going to start moving higher again. Because the last time that we had volume on the way down is at 1246. That's where that shakes out right now. And if we match that up with King Dollar, and we go over to King Dollar right now is at 1,000 ticks, and she's dying on the vine too. So the last, the huge spike up with the jobs has got her going into this 94.50. So you can expect this day, as we keep going forward, folks, monster volatility. I mean, big time, too. I'll finish it up just with the bonds here for a second. And what you're going to see with the bonds continue to come back, and this is just a mind blower, and still with lighter volume. This is crazy. I mean, bottom line is that they're bringing it down. You get 237,000 contracts, but guess what? You're going into 524,000 contracts, and you're going into 576. So at 576, I suspect what happens with the bond market also is that we're at 237, which if you looked at the correlation all day, that would be a lot for 576. But the same way the bonds trade, most of the trading is done by noon. So the bonds will probably come up with about 350. So we'll see how it deals with the 146.28, because the 146.28 is where you broke topside once again on January 6th. We get action, Darrell.
One of the things that, too, is these are just some improvements because, I'm diving into Nadex. We're looking at these contracts in 20 minutes and everything else right now. Nadex just added 6 more strikes to each of the 4 U.S. indices on the 20-minute contracts.
Yes.
And what that basically means is...
That's huge, yeah.
As the market moves, you're less likely to run out of strikes to be able to trade the trade you want to do.
Right.
So it's very helpful. But they just added 6 more strikes in there on popular demand, basically. Yeah. And the other thing they've done is on the 5 minutes, which, I love those. I'm trading those, constantly.
Okay.
I mean, look, they're my favorite contracts ever. And what's funny is, when they told me about them, I said they were a bad idea. Yeah. Now I love them. Anyways, what they've done is they've increased the volume. I was like, we need more size, guys. I was like, this isn't going to cut it. And they went in, and they did. And they went from 30 to 100 on the 5-minute binaries now.
That's huge.
So tripled the size. And, they say, hey, if traders take them, they'll make sure that there's more liquidity providers that provide more size. But I just thought that was awesome because it was at 30, and I'm like, dude, I'm taking the book out myself. Yeah.
I was
like, we need more size.
You know what? As we're talking right now, so let's go over there. 1 second. Let me look at that for a second because the euro is 113. Let me see this. So if I'm buying the euro, I'd be buying it right now. So you just stay right there. Darrell and I will be coming right back. But check the platform out, folks. And where I'd go right now, wait till we get back. I guess that's the bottom line. I'd be buying the euro. That's the bottom line. The S&P one, that's going to work. Gold, that's back inside again. Volatility's here, baby. It's a beautiful thing. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 44, Nasdaq's up 10, S&Ps are up 9.5. We have gold down 26 bucks, silver's off 46 cents. And folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex product yet, come over to our website at TFNN. See the banner on the top of the side. Bring up the account. They'll put $25,000 of paper money. And now once you do that, folks, come over to our site and test drive the Analyzer. Darrell's Analyzer is phenomenal. You can test drive it 1 month absolutely free. You know, we're going through contracts on it right now. When he does these updates with me in the afternoon, many times we go through the deviation levels. Why? Because in this type of environment, these deviation levels are getting hit left and right, meaning whether the deviation is up or down. It's important to understand just nothing can go up forever or down forever. And when you're swing trading, those deviation levels are just dynamite to basically have a tool in your box to say, okay, the stretch is out here right now, you know, so it's pretty cool.
And let's see here, where we got right now. So, yeah, the deviation levels make all the difference in the world of my trading. I mean, be able to go in and actually see, you know, hey, we are at a expansion point where we're probably going to have the market at this point. I mean, it could break out, but it's more than likely going to pull back. And as a trader, we get caught up in it. I mean, you know that. You get into the trade, and you're like, this thing is going to the moon.
Right.
And you may be right, but it may not be going there today. And
that's right.
So,
And the reality is that there's a lot more money to be made and a lot more trades to be made without the greed involved in it. You know what I mean? Because if you're going for the next level up or down, folks, that's the thing that the probability is much lower. The probability is very high when you just keep hitting it. You know.
And that gets all of us.
Yeah.
You know. So it's like trade in that high probability area, focus on that, trail your stops on that. Don't let those few days that are like, oh my gosh, I could have been a bazillionaire, because those days are the ones that, you know, it's that fake eye candy, really. And then you try to go for it on all the other days, and you give way more than that back.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
You know, it's like, yes, you could have made another $10,000 today, but you're ignoring the fact you would have lost $2,000 if you would have tried to do that for the last 20 days per day.
Exactly.
You know, and I mean, that's one of the things I've had to really, I just know in my own journey, have to come to terms with, is I get in there and I'm like, man, how can I squeeze out that? Man, look at that move in the afternoon and this and that. And it's like, no. Go back and look at all the afternoons and see what happened if you would have followed that same idea.
Right.
And watch how you would have ended up paying, you know, lost $200 every afternoon for that, you know, done that for like almost a month. But there was 2 or 3 of those where you made like $1,000. It's like maybe at best you're break even, and you went through all the pain in getting there.
And what happens, folks, is this, and it's no matter how long you do this, sometimes you're going to be right in a zone, and that zone is freaking great. And what happens there is that you can actually have a flat market and make more money, which is a total mind blower. But when that happens, what you will see, it will be easier next time to not go for, you know, the home runs, because a volatile market like this that can stay flat, you actually make more money in. You know, a trader, because what happens is that you'd have a bias. Like I'd have a bias to the short side, but the reality I'd be go short, long, just back and forth, because like right now that's all this S&P wants to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, today thus far, you know, the S&P wants to go from this 2063 into, you know, down to this 2056. You know, so we'll see where that shakes out. But right now it's what it's done since we've been on the air is this. We've had 3 bars up here, and each one of them is getting weaker. So this thing, we're at 1038 right now, and I expect that, you know, this is sweet. So the next bar, I'm going to sell this thing. I'm going to sell it on the 20-minute one on the next bar. Because right now we got 1 minute and 10 seconds left on this bar on the 20-minute ones, and I suspect, you know, unless there's a large fly through the upside, which I don't see happening, I'm going to sell this baby, because then it would give me 20 minutes, and all I'm looking for is that I'm looking for the 56 test, you know. But that's 7 points. That's a nice little.
That's solid.
It is. It is. Do you know what I mean? And what has proved thus far is that it doesn't have the juice to basically get up there. And so now what you also have is this. You got to remember something. Yesterday, you know, the S&Ps flew yesterday, so I'm taking that into consideration, saying, hey, man, this thing can mess around here for a bit. And your probability is that you can back down a little versus up, because there was so much energy that was expanded yesterday inside the marketplace. You know, so that's what you're hearing all around. And when we take a look at the bond market, which is just a total mind blower, is still basically high and coming back. In this case, even when I look at the 10-year, the 10-year is going into 1.9 million contracts, and we've done 1.1 thus far. You know, so let's go over the TLT, because if we take a look at the TLT, that's pulling back with 4 million shares, and that's coming into 18 million. Yeah, this is it. This is just wild, man. So the low of that 18 million day is 130.30. We've hit 131.13. The high of that is 132.69. So bottom line is that that's still pulling back with lighter volume. Gold, let's go over and see if gold is getting any traction yet. It looks like it's hanging at the exact same place. Actually, it's hanging at the lows. So if she wants to come in, okay, so yeah, she's dying on the vine, meaning that there's no juice down here, folks, okay? So you can't push it down any further. This thing will more than likely spike up. So the first leg down had the juice in it. That got us to 1246 or 1235. Second leg, so that leg there had 22,000 contracts. Took 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, 17,000 contracts, low. An hour later, 88,000 contracts. So the correlation is 88 versus 22, So, the way that baby is still laying out is that we'll see whether we can get any juice on a Friday just for a bounce to that 45 level. King Dollar's backing off right now, so that'll be that would have been interesting just in the. She just came off that high. And
all right, well, we got a lot of strikes.
Yeah.
We're targeting 2057, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 2057 strike. We go all the way. We have a 2057 strike. Let's see here. 2057.2. That was $96. We shouldn't use that one because there are ones that are literally like $1 difference and a whole lot closer.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring us up at least, I would say, to 2060.2. That's a $6.50 risk. Oh, we're going to go one higher. It's even.
This is sick. Okay, this is pretty cool. Okay, go ahead. Tell me.
So $93 or $92. I'm going $92 because I'm getting another, Actually, you know what? There's 0.5 difference in that strike. Look at that. 0.25 versus 0.2. So, give or take $1. Since every tick counts, I'm going to take it.
Right.
So $92, $93 right there on the strike. We can make a 931% return on the trade. And that's putting us 3 points closer than our profit target.
How cool is that? Right.
So you like that?
And that gives us, 19 minutes, 18 minutes right now.
So if I go in and I take 93 of them, okay, or I take 20 of them, I mean, we're talking $140 in risk. Okay? And that's a potential $18.60 to grab all those. Okay?
Yep.
And then you can put in a take profit in. Now we could wait till 2057 and make a nice return. We're talking a 938% return just on hitting that price. But we could also go in and take off half, like when it hit, say, 2060, just in case it doesn't get to our 2057 by the expiration, right?
Oh, yeah, I know, which is going to be tough. No, I'm with you there.
So you can take off half on that. And then, what I do, the simple method is if it gets to the strike with bid and offer and everything factored in and giving yourself a little bit of leeway.
Yes.
I buy back at, say, 57.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if I put a buyback at 57, if it gets down to basically 2060, it's going to buy back half my contracts. All right?
Right.
Then the other half, I could go in there and, I could take off at a little lower price. I could actually tell it what price I wanted to. I could say $16. It tells me what price it'll be at when it gets there. So, have some where I take my profit and some where I let my profits run a little bit.
No, that makes sense. Let me just look at this.
So it's pretty cool, though. It lays them all out, though. I mean, it helps you find them quickly.
No, it's huge, man. It's absolutely huge. There it is. Interesting. Okay, so we'll see where this baby shakes out, folks. Right now,
and I mean, you're talking a low risk. You don't got to go. I mean, you could literally risk $7 on the trade.
No, that's right.
You pay for lunch. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And you have the aspect that we'll see whether this baby wants to get underneath this thing. Right now, you're actually over the high right now. It's 2066, but you still don't have the juice. So. We definitely want to close in underneath this.
And as soon as it does, you want to be ready. You want to find that contract.
Right.
And
that's where the scanner is huge. Right.
Exactly. You don't have to go in there and forever. I mean, and I'm doing a low risk on this trade. Just a comparison out there. I'm putting like $150 up. I'm usually risking like $2 or $3 grand on a trade.
Yeah.
So you need to adjust whatever size somebody else.
Like, you can do $15.
Exactly. Right. Adjust that. I mean, if you put in 15 and make $20.
Right.
You can go to Olive Garden and enjoy yourself.
Well, in that case, you can put 15 and make 85, though. I mean, right?
I mean, that's true too. I mean, if it flies all the way down, you actually can make 85. Yeah. Right. I mean, if you just want to grab $20 for lunch, you can also do that.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
I mean, that's being real. Hey, you grab lunch, man. It's like, why not? I love grabbing my lunchtime trades. It's like, all right, time to go out and eat.
Yeah, no doubt. And if we go over, let's take a look at some of these gold stocks, folks, because what we do have is this. Okay, so gold is down $26, right? If we go take a look at AEM and Eagle, you're back 259. Guess what? That's what light volume too. You're at 1.5 million. She's coming into 5 million. One of the leaders that has been out here, Rheingold. Rheingold is down $4 or 5%. And that is also coming back with dramatically lighter volume. That's coming into a breakout area of 2.2 million. So if you look at the smaller ones, it's really intriguing, actually. Some of the smaller ones, they're not hitting at all. Now the smaller ones haven't gone up as much either, meaning that if we look at Great Panther, that thing hasn't moved, but it hasn't moved down either. It hasn't moved up, It hasn't moved down, which is pretty wild, man. Do you know what I mean? So.
But you can go in these, you can play with these, and I mean, I have one guy. I mean, he goes in, he just literally hits like these cheap ones over and over and over again, and he knows he wins, he loses something like, I want to say 70% of the time, well, 70-80% of the time. But he'll go in and he'll just keep buying like these $10 or $15 ones,
right?
Like every 5 minutes.
Well, with the volatility the way it is,
and
that works now.
If 1 out of 6,
right,
profits, he makes like $3.
Right, and this is what.
And if he gets 2 out of 6, he like cleans up.
Right, and so one of the keys here, folks, is this.
Yeah.
What has happened is this: is that if you're trading in the morning and you get that juice, right, then you're going to make the decision to say, okay, are you going to keep parlaying that, or are you just going to back off? You want to stay cool with those decisions.
Oh, I mean, he literally is doing like 1 contract to 2 contracts every 5 minutes.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to
not going heavy or anything like that.
No, what I'm trying to explain to folks is that the way that the volatility has been in the marketplace right now, you can make these scores. When you make the score, folks, don't sit in front of the computer all day long. Get out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Take off, because
after it's up a couple $100, like
what happens is that if you're going to stay there all day, guess what? The volatility will get you. That's it won't. You won't end up losing. You'll end up making less. That's if you made it on the first one, you'll parlay some of that. You'll parlay some of that, and by the end of the day, you've just worked, and you're going to make less. If you make those big scores, take it. Go groove, walk away from the tables for a while. It makes a huge difference, man. It just makes a huge difference, and then it's worth it for the work that you've just done. That's because that's a whole different ball game, and that's a whole different procedure that, unfortunately, you have to go through, and really have to discipline yourself to really understand that you're in this to take bread off the table, not to just keep working. So. It's just like any other job, If you can work less and make more bread and go have fun, well, that's what you're doing it for. And go blow it somewhere else. The key is get it out of here and go blow it somewhere else, right?
Have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, we're going to. We cleaned up on that SMB trade. Remember, I told you that I was short on the dollar franc.
Yes.
And euro franc and all that, because I was basically going, I don't see them raising their interest rates,
Yeah.
And I was like, it won't shock anybody if they leave everything alone, because just 3 days previously, they're like, hey, we're going to leave it there.
Sure.
So I'm like, I'm going to go short with like a 35 pip stop loss.
Okay.
Because I don't think I'll get stopped out. I just don't think I'll make any money.
Right.
But I'm like, if they decide to do something, now I didn't expect what happened to happen.
Right.
Like, if they decide to do something crazy and drop that floor or anything, it should drop. And the thing is, I didn't do it with Forex. I did it right over here with Nadex using binaries.
Yeah, which is huge, no doubt.
Yeah.
You stay right there, folks. Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. Dow Industrials right now up 60, Nasdaq's up 20, S&Ps are up 12. We're going to be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. You get the Dow Industrials right now up 47, Nasdaq's up 17, S&Ps are up 11.5, gold's down 27. You got crude oil up almost 2%, the hogs are up 1.5, silver's down 2.9%, and there's just action everywhere. And don't forget, folks, at TFNN, we do 10 hours of live programming every trading day. You can get it right on your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. I'm in. Mr. John Logan kicks us off. Coming up after Darrell and I today, you're going to have Basil Chapman growling with you, growling and prowling with you, Nico and Paige keeping you healthy, and then of course we're going to go to Dave White, and I'll be back on this afternoon. If we go over to this S&P and we take a look at this S&P right now, what you had the spike, you had a spike up to 2068. Right now, we're at 2066, and we'll see if we can get back inside this 2065.50. That's what you'd be looking for right now.
A magic number here.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, you know, the spike, so the spike that you had here was at 46,000 contracts, but that's still dramatically lighter than what we had in the way down. It's bigger than the first spike up, which is 34,000. And, you know, we'll see just how this is shaking out. If we take this and we put this on a daily basis, what you do have is that you're at this. Once you're over the 62, it's like, this is going to be a big day out here, folks, because over 2062 would be saying that, guess what, you could get to the highs again. So we'll see where that shakes out. That would be on the future. If we take a look at the SPY, what you have with the SPY is this. Thus far, we've done 30 million shares. Yesterday was anemic, big time, but we are at 207.02, and anything over that, over the 206.42 is saying, hey, guess what? That can go to the highs too. If you want to see something, one of the most bizarre, not bizarre moves, but the least amount of volume that I've seen in a long time is the IBB, folks. The IBB yesterday did 940,000 shares versus 3.4 million. The IBB, it's still dead meat. So there's going to be volatility is going to be out here, and let's see. So yeah, the DAX and the FTSE's like flat. DAX is kind of hanging on there. King dollar, she's back down slightly from those highs. But these are going to be the moves that you want to really watch closely, because the currency moves, folks, are what's driving everything. And you can see the hypocrisy on just about everywhere about the dollar now. The bottom line is that, folks, actually, if you heard on CNBC, it was pretty wild that you had Jack Welch on saying the Fed's insane if they raise the dollar right now because of the fact that it would hurt the large multinationals. What's so cool about Google these days, folks, just in general, is that you can go back and Google quotes about what people said. And it blows my mind, man, because, and I agree with them that, I don't think they're going to raise it. But guess what? All these guys were screaming that they wanted a strong dollar when the dollar was weak. Well, it was hypocrisy. They didn't want a strong dollar. That was just that's their rap. Now they have to deal with it, and there's certainly big ramifications with the strong dollar. What I thought was interesting this morning was that Plaster, who's a Fed governor, was turning around saying, well, in correlation with what it was in the past, it's not that strong. And it is, in correlation to the past, this thing is king dollar big time. Darrell Martin, thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, you stay right there, man. Mr. Basil Chapman's coming up with you. He's going to be growling and prowling with you. Dow right now is up 41. Nasdaq's up 16. S&Ps are up 10.5. Stay right there. Dow's coming right up, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.